GreatX is tokenizing 11,000 hotel rooms across the U.S. This enables individuals to own at least a portion of a hotel room in the form of tokens. So with me to explain a little bit more about this, Deepika Patel from the real estate and hospitality industry, so we'll talk about that a little bit more, and Radha Patel also from the hospitality industry as well. So let's start with Deepika. I mean, why have you chosen the branded hotels? Kind of explain the whole choice behind this.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us today, Jane. So branded hotels have come consistently with great brand standards, compliances, and guest experiences. And so it's the preferred, from a guest experience, the preferred brands. The brands that we're currently targeting are associated to Hilton, Marriott, IHG, Hyatt, the regular brands that we see in today's world.
And you came from the hospitality industry, so you know a lot about how this industry works. I mean, why is it important to have those brands?
It's important just from the customer experience, the consistency, the standardization that comes from these brands. So primarily their consistency throughout the nation.
Yeah. And Radha, explain a little bit about the performance of the hotel. How do you measure that? How does that fit into the whole?
Absolutely. We've got access to industry level metrics such as the Smith Travel reports and other performance reports that we use to analyze hotel success rates.
And then what kind of information, Deepika, can people get about the hotel, the investors? What can they learn about it before making a decision?
So there's multiple factors to this, right? We go look at 3 years of historical performance, P&Ls, RevPARs and occupancies. That helps them to determine if that's a great investment to make. Along with the property condition reports, appraisals, there's an interface where you can use the live VR tools to allow you to be able to see the hotel and the guest room's experience from an imagery perspective.
Yeah, and then what about who's managing the hotels? That must play into this as well.
All of our hotels are managed by licensed and brand affiliated partners, and so that keeps our standards up.
And then do you look in a particular geographical area for hotels?
Absolutely. We're pretty much targeting the top 100 MSA markets, go to leisure markets, treasury business consumer markets, so variation across the top MSA markets.
Now, if I'm a token owner, Radha, can I stay at the hotel?
Absolutely.
Can I use the tokens to pay for it?
Once you've associated your token with a particular brand or room, after 2 years, it's basically vested, and you get up to 7 free nights to use at any of our portfolio hotels, and those nights can be rolled over, so you can accumulate them for that family vacation.
Yeah. Now, how has the hotel industry performed? I mean, we know a pandemic was the horrible thing for the industry, but outside of that, how's the hotel industry?
If we look at it historically over the last 10 years, the hospitality industry is one of the first to bounce back post-recession. We've seen consistently rising in retail appraisal rates as well as the business investor side of things. So it's a very stable market in terms of fluctuations that are going on.
Well, I know people are ready to travel again, so now that we're kind of getting out of this. So compare the U.S. hotel market versus global.
So if you think about it from a perspective, it's a $2.1 trillion industry globally. The U.S. accounts for $700 million of that today, which makes the U.S. predominantly their largest hotel community country, global perspective. And so, with that given said, you're looking at almost $900 billion in increased room nights every year annually. So it's a big one.
Now, what about other revenue that a hotel gets besides a room, like conferences or weddings or things like that? How does that fit into this?
Token owners are eligible to get a portion of those proceeds as well, and that's all factored into the return value.
Yeah. Very interesting. Thank you so much, Deepika and Radha, for joining me today.
Thanks for having us, Jane.
Thanks.